Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you could see it and you could purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today we are discussing a recent 2019 model year mid-year release, part of a series of 4 lovely military green dial Panerai timepieces. This is the Panerai Radiomir 1940 Edizione Verde Militare PAM00995. It's a 45mm polished stainless steel rod 1940 that wears surprisingly well on my 16cm circumference wrist. Now you can see the timepiece is every inch of Panerai, larger than it has to be, but by design it's also comfortable, as Panerai is aces at building large watches that wear well on small wrists. You can see that lug-to-lug, it's 52.8mm. It's no shrinking violet. It's got a big and burly stance, but it's not overpowering, such that I could recommend the watch as more or less a cushion case profile for a wrist as small as 15cm in circumference, but be forewarned, there will be some lug overlap. The watch has a plexiglass-like, generously domed sapphire designed to create a little bit of a vintage plexi distortion, and that contributes to the height, which I must say is less than I expected. At 14.2mm, given the slender profile and the slope of the case flank, I can actually theorize that this watch would wear well under tight dress cuffs. And of course, for strap swappers and Paneristo, Mr. Strap Swapper, I see you in the audience. I know you want to swap out this Ponte Vecchio strap, and the spacing is 24mm, and you will find a world of Panerai OEM and aftermarket options in that side. But now, Paneristi, I address you all. You can see that the factory strap is a lovely piece. It has almost a nubuck-like texture to it, almost as though some of the essential oils of the leather are still present. It's wonderfully bolstered, thick, and substantial, with a lovely contrasting stitch that is slightly ecru. I would say simulated patina only. The timepiece is really more contemporary. There is a sort of fauxtina on the dial, although I think it's more keyed to the rose gold of the hands than specifically keyed to evoke vintage timepieces. And as a color complement both within and without the watch, it works well. You have sheer construction showing the layers of the flank of the strap, so it's a sheer side rather than a rolled side. You've got regular calfskin in black on the underside, and of course a Panerai polished stainless steel pin buckle. Jump into the case flank, you can see the characteristic rod 1940 traits, all of which say it's a bit more of a complex shape than the standard wire lug Radiomir, and you have the more substantial welded style lugs designed to evoke the upgrade to the case after experiments with the early Panerai 3646 wire lug timepieces of the 1930s. So this is the more robust style case that came before the watch we would later call the Luminor, the 6152, but after the wire lugs. Polished case, conical bezel, you have that dramatically domed sapphire, and then you have a military matte green dial itself. It is a sandwich dial, meaning that the matte green is a stencil, as you can see, that is placed over a solid disc of that ecru colored simulated patina lume, and then that's why you have such depth to the dial in the wells of the quarter Arabic numerals as well as the indices. Now the rose gold hands are a lovely complement to that ecru coloration, and they also set themselves off well against the green base. There's a lot of color here. You've got the gold, the ecru, the green, and the brown, all of it coming together for a handsome timepiece. Screw down crown, 100 meters water resistant. You do have stop seconds or hacking seconds. Turn it all over. You could see the 1970s Officine Panerai logo on the crown, but turn it all over and you can see Panerai manufacture caliber 4000. This is one of the more interesting movements that Panerai makes. Automatic winding with a 3-day power reserve, 31 joules, and a micro-rotor in tungsten pivoting on ceramic rotor bearings. You can see that there's a full balance bridge and a free-sprung index for shock resistance, those two features making this a very impact-tolerant movement. It's also considerably thinner than the other Panerai automatics like the 9000 family because the winding mass itself is in the same plane as the bridges. Now it beats away at 28,800 vibrations per hour, and once more, despite the display case back, all of this is water resistant down to 100 meters, so you get to see your movement and protect it too. You can see and you can own this Panerai PAM00995 Radiomir 1940 military green on the watch box. And we're back with the Radiomir PAM00995. Look at that distortion through the domed sapphire, but lovely lume from any angle.